Hi everyone and welcome to English 112 Writing and Research in the Disciplines. My name is Miss Demeter. I'm your instructor for this semester. My information is over here in the right corner. My email and then my work phone number, and then here's my office. Now just be sure to contact me if you plan on stopping by the office to make sure I am here. Just to kind of go through and introduce this course. When you click into Moodle and you click on this course, you want to follow this vertically. So you have your announcements section here where I will post announcements weekly. And then you have what's called the Thinking Storm online tutoring. So if you need additional assistance with this course, you can certainly click on this and do some online tutoring. You could also come to the Academic Success Center here on campus in the library to also receive assistance and tutoring with your essays. All right, you'll click on Getting Started, and you guys will have to complete the attendance quiz first in order to move on in the course. So make sure you do this first thing as soon as you log into the course. It's not graded, it's just a completion grade, basically. Just saying that you have logged in, you have officially registered for the course in Moodle. So just make sure you complete that. Make sure you read the student guidelines for online courses. Very important that you read through these. Being in an online class means that you are an independent online learner. So you have to use the resources that are provided in Moodle in order to complete all assignments. And if you ever have questions, you can certainly email me with those or call or set up a meeting to come by. Okay, next you have course information. This course information gives a little welcome message that everyone needs to read, and then my instructor introduction, a little bit about me, and then here is the fall 2021 syllabus and assignment schedule. I really need every student to read every single part of this particular document. I'm going to click on it right now and pull it up, and I'm not going to read through the entire thing because you guys can do that on your own, but I do want to make sure that you understand a couple things here. I've got my office hours listed here, again, along with my phone number and my email. There is no textbook required for this course. Everything you need will be in Moodle. If you scroll to the second page, now, again, I do expect everyone to go back and reread this in detail. Here are the assignments that you will have, as well as how they are weighted. So you can't go into the grade book and just add things up and think, oh, okay, well, here's my average. You have to understand that these assignments are weighted differently, so they're going to show up differently as your total points or whatever in the grade book. So just understand that. Here are how they weighted, and here's what you'll be doing. There are no exams in this class as far as tests necessarily. There's a couple little quizzes that you have the opportunity to complete and actually have multiple tries. But your final exam is going to be your last essay. All right, and here's the grading scale. That's familiar to everyone. Up here, I do not offer extra credit assignments, so it is very important that you submit all assignments and submit your assignments on time. No late work is accepted in this class unless discussed with me prior to the due date or no more than 2 days after. Failure to submit the final research paper will result in a failing grade no matter what your average is, so you have to complete these assignments and you have to submit them. Make sure you keep up with your grades. I will have grades in as quickly as possible so you can keep up with your grades in Moodle. Online attendance is very important. You can't achieve a good grade if you're not logging in and you're not working in Moodle. You have to log into Moodle in this course at least 2 to 3 times a week. Now, that doesn't mean you're actually working or submitting assignments during those times. It may mean that you're just checking announcements or checking grades or whatever. But you have to log in. If you show 14 consecutive days of inactivity in this class, meaning you haven't logged in 14 back-to-back days, or you're not submitting work for 14 back-to-back days, you will be withdrawn from the course. So please make sure that you are logging in frequently. The withdrawal policy, I really hope that you would contact me if you were wanting to withdraw from the course, because sometimes if we troubleshoot, I'm able to keep students in the class. So please contact me if you are considering withdrawal, but please understand that there are no student-initiated withdrawals the last full week of the semester. Okay. On down, technology requirements. Obviously, it's an online class. You need to have access to working and effective Wi-Fi, and you need to also have access to a working computer. If you do not, then you need to consider coming on campus to do your assignments, or coming up with an alternative plan. Going to the library, going to a friend's house. So just understand that computer issues are not valid excuses for submitting work late, or Wi-Fi issues. If you have an assignment that's due and your computer crashes, or if you have Wi-Fi issues, then you need to make an alternative plan to go to a family member's house, friend's house, library, on campus computer to submit your work. And please don't wait to the last minute, because sometimes that's when those problems arise and it's too late. So just be sure that you work ahead, and be sure that you are having alternative plans, plan A, plan B, plan C even, because I know I have to do as an instructor. If I have assignments that I need to get graded and get in the computer, if I have problems with my computer, I run over to my mother-in-law's house most of the time to submit work and submit grades. So just be sure you understand that computer issues are not valid excuses for not submitting work and not logging in. So you have to make sure you make arrangements to do so. Cheating and plagiarism, I'll let you guys read about those. We'll talk about those more specifically as we get into the class. I'll likely provide a video of that. But it's very important that students submit their own work. You should not use somebody else's work from another class. You should not use your own work that you've submitted for previous classes. You must cite sources when you use them. No one should use Quora. Quora, I believe is how you pronounce that or spell that. It's a generator or website on the internet. So do not use that, because what you guys do is you submit your work to a plagiarism checker, and that thing scans your work to see if your work matches up to number one, anything on the internet, and number two, any stored student papers that have gone to Western Piedmont Community College, as well as any others across the country, I guess, that use Turnitin like we do, who keeps a repository of essays, like a collection of essays submitted. So just understand that you are being checked for plagiarism when you submit to these links. All work has to be submitted in Moodle. You cannot email me assignments. So just please read over this plagiarism policy here. Read over the consequences of plagiarism, because they can be very, very, very strict. So I just want you to understand that we'll talk about this as we move through the course, but since you've already had English 111, you should have a general understanding of plagiarism and what to do, what not to do. All right, submitting assignments, making sure that you submit everything on time, making sure that you do not email work to me, and students should check their WPCC email daily, because not only do I send information out, or maybe I have a time sensitive email for a specific student, so I need you to check your email daily. And here are the general college policies that you can look over yourself whenever viewing the syllabus document in detail. And at the very end, I have provided a assignment schedule, and it will give you kind of an idea of what we will be doing each week. Okay, so I'm going to get out of that, and you'll see this again in Moodle. All right, so this is course information. Then you've got course resources, Grammarly. This is just a grammar website that if you need assistance with certain types of grammar errors that you may be having in your essay, it's a really good website to look at and look at examples, look at solutions, and so forth. Here's another guide to grammar and writing. These two are just really good grammar resources. You also have this folder, which is the end-all be-all of anything MLA that you need to know for this course. So if you click on it, it gives you all separate links that you need to use and you need to look at frequently. when you're working on MLA assignments. And then of course when we move to APA, you have the same sort of link here that gives you anything and everything about APA documentation. And the last part of course resources is the Academic Success Center tutoring. This is where you can make an appointment on campus or virtually. So you can click here too. So there's one up at the top, a link, and then there's another one in the course resources. And then you'll just pick up with each week. Now, all of the assignments, all of the modules are all posted. Do not skip around in modules. You have to start one, you finish it first before you move on to the next one. And you can certainly work ahead, just don't skip around. And make sure, again, you follow top to bottom here. Each module is broken down into sections. You usually have like an introduction to the module or course right here, or you have a reading assignment section, then you have resources section, and then you have assignments section. Whether it's graded assignments, it may say writing assignments or whatever, but you'll have assignment section. So if you follow the vertical path of the information, it's usually reading assignments, resources, graded assignments. Okay? There won't be anything you submit that won't be graded. Everything will be graded. And then, of course, keep in mind that you will have a first draft and a final draft for your essays. So it is very important that you give your best effort on your first draft, because that grade will be averaged in with the final draft. So you want the best possible outcome for that. And 2, you do not want to submit a final draft until you have received my feedback and a grade for the first draft. I've had students to do that before and I don't understand why, but be mindful of that. And 2, I may go in and start grading your first drafts, and then I have to leave and come back to it. So if you pull it up and you see comments on there, don't rush to make changes just yet. Look for that grade first. If it's graded, it means that I have completed the grading for that assignment. Otherwise, if you just see comments and no grade, it just means I'm not finished yet. So please be sure to check and make sure that you make all corrections, because if you do not make corrections from a rough draft or first draft to a final draft, you will have more point deductions. And not citing sources, again, can mean a 0 on an assignment. So you have to make sure you do those things as you get to it. But in each module, I provide extensive resources. I provide samples of each type of essay that you're going to be doing. I provide videos. I provide anything you can think of. If you, after looking at those, need assistance, please call me or email me. Email me is probably the best way to reach me, because I'm on my email and on the computer all the time since I teach a lot of online classes. So I'm here for you. This is just a brief kind of overview of Moodle, but everyone, whenever you come into this course, take that entrance quiz in the Getting Started tab, and then you will begin with weeks 1 through 3. And again, all of your graded assignments have specific due dates, so you need to make sure you follow those due dates. Don't assume, because you may have an assignment due like on a Wednesday, and then the rest of your assignments are due on a Sunday. And I have to have them spaced out so I have time to grade these rough drafts. So I want to make sure you guys really look at Moodle, take note of all these due dates, and submit all assignments on time. Work ahead when you can. And again, let me know if you need anything. Thank you, and I look forward to a productive semester.